Hello, boys and girls. John Newell here. DJ Swartz, Captain Obvious. Some fast racers in the sky. I was going to do a little commentary for this one for you guys. Beat by my Jeep. Remember, it's in P3 there. That guy's a douchebag. I can tell because he drives for me. Demon Crag. He's got a vet though. Gotta love him driving for Chevy. Flufferaptor, I don't know, but I think he might have a career in dino porn. This guy is clearly a Jeff Gordon fan. Good for him. Jackenstein 78 in his shit rocket. Brian in his Viper. More on this guy later. He's lots of fun. The Black Panther, I think he's related to Dark Warrior. Fade Vapor, he's pretty fast racer and also drives for Chevrolet. VGTA 2K7 in the McLaren, more on him later. Junior Acasa Diego, mixed spirit from Mexico. MX Cobra in his little Toyota. This guy in the Ferrari. Oh, there's our hero in his fabulous red wagon. Slice you too? I don't think so, fool. You got that backwards. So yeah, this was Dragon Trail. And we're just going to get on with a little racing here. See what's going on. It's a horrible grid position for me back there in 17th. I screwed up my qual. I actually only ended up getting, I think, 4 laps in the session. Did you see that? I don't think anybody got the fucking memo that the race started, and I just zoomed right past like 3 of those dicks right there. I never really knew what was kind of where I was going to do with this race. Like, I expected to be quick here, and I expected to race it well, but I just didn't feel like I was going to get inside the top 10 unless I did something. So I think I don't remember at what point I did it, but I pulled the power all the way back and made it to where I could run almost, I think, just slightly over half of the race as far as just pure laps without having to stop for fuel, because I had figured out the gas mileage on the Chevy, which I already knew was just absolutely horrendous. You know, I own 2 6.2 liter Chevy V8 motors. One is just an LS3, which is in my wife's car, which is Corvette motor, and then my L86, which is in the truck. So the gas mileage, especially under racing conditions, is really bad. And somehow I think that strategy might have worked out well for me. Kind of long runish. I got some good luck there in the beginning with a lot of those guys. Either, I don't know what they were not paying attention, or it surprised me how quickly just the race started, and so it may have caught a bunch of other people off guard as well. This first lap is always a mess, but I'll take it. You know, that's 4 positions in 1 lap. That's a really good start, you know, and I was feeling pretty good about this race. You can tell when I do these right, because see, like that one, not too much. I think that one actually got me a penalty, yeah. That one, you don't want to, what you want to do is you want to get both your tires on either side of those red curbs, so that you literally the red curb goes under the center of your car, and you won't get a penalty, and you can make up, I can't even begin to tell you how much time. That corner right there, that little hairpin, is there's a strategy that I use with that corner that pays off dividends in this race. Those 2 little chicanes that I just said with the red curbs, and then that corner there, and we'll talk about, I can show you later what I mean. This was a bunch of pack racing in between like P13 and P17 back here in the back. This was all of us, and I just was trying to not get in the middle of too much of the bullshit. I wanted to kind of stay away from as many cars as possible, especially in the beginning of the race, because I felt like if I got stuck back here, I would end up being back here forever. And it's a long race, so yeah, that was my philosophy. This guy in the GTR is from Mexico, is a pretty good driver. He's pretty fast. Spent a lot of time in the same neighborhood for a while. See 3 wide right there? That's so much trouble, it's not even funny. So I'm just going to stay away from that as much as possible. Now that corner right there, see, now watch this. So I can get a run out of that corner, I think. But that guy in the Viper, Brian, he gets so much sand in his vagina. I think at one point he actually quits the race. Either that or his internet connection cut out. See that right there? Look at him back there. Woohoo! Where you going, bro? Look at that bullshit. I know he gets penalized for that. You can probably see it. And for some reason, I haven't figured out, he thinks it's my fault, like I did something wrong. When in fact, that's not the case. See this corner? Watch this. Woo! I think there's one point I go right underneath him. So here's a good one up here. I start braking right about there, and then I try to get as far on the inside of that left-hand curve as possible. I'm way outside, way further out than I would want to be. See how this goes. When I hit that, it helps swing your car around. Right there, that was perfect. And that was perfect. And see what I mean? See how much time I gained right there on him, and no penalty. They will not penalize you if you can go right over it. The only problem is it's really tricky. And I don't get it right every time. And see, I was able to get past him, and boom, he quits right there. Sand in the vagina. Out he goes. That corner right there, I'll talk about it as well on the next lap, so we can show you about it. Look at that Corvette, or the Ferrari and that Toyota. Once again, those two battling. They're slowing each other down because they're in traffic, which means I'm just going to try and stay away from them. I've got tons of time. I'm not going anywhere. A top 10 is my finish. Is my goal, is somewhere close to top 10. That was really good right there. And see, this corner up here, what I do is I start braking a lot sooner than most people, and I start trail braking it, and then I come across it hard. Oh, wait a sec, excuse me, that was a different corner. I go wide on that on purpose in order to cut across and maintain as much exit speed as possible to come down this straightaway as fast as possible. A lot of people do it differently, but I swing that what I call that U. I swing it wide. This one, that was a great first one. You can see how much speed I can carry out of there. And then right here, missed that left. This one's horrible, I think. No, not bad. Still not perfect, but not bad. It's really hard to time it. Just trying to stay up with this guy in P13 and the Mexican driver in the GTR. He's out there driving for Nissan. Just stay as far left here as you can to set up for this right. That's way too wide. I should have been way over there on the right-hand side of the track right there. These are good. You want to just touch those right-hand curbstones with your right tires when you go around those, which that basically is it's 3 rights, but it's 1 continuous. And then here, once again, a lot of, see how I go way, and I'm going to go way out, and then come back in. It helps me keep as much momentum as possible, and that's not even really that good. If I remember right, it's a little later actually, but it's way too wide there again. See, that's good there. That was perfect. That was not bad. We'll scrub those penalty off until I go in for my pit stop. And that is not a sportsman penalty, that was a corner cutting penalty. My sportsman rating actually went up from an A to an S in this race. Do you see how wide he got right there? That's exactly why I trail brake that hairpin and come inside really tight on it, is so that, and then I get on the gas really early coming out of it to keep that very thing from happening. In fact, that Mexican guy, the guy from Mexico in that GTR, is like the 2nd or the 3rd driver that I saw make that same mistake. Really good corner there. Carrying a lot of speed out of there. This one here, I've never felt like I kind of got comfortable with where I should be braking in this corner. I could be much faster through here, I think. After last week's race was so abysmal at Tokyo for me, which I really did not enjoy. I had high hopes to place well there, and it was just not a good race. This race worked out really well, and I was very pleased with the overall results, the overall amount of points that I got. I felt like I raced this whole thing just pretty much as well as I could have. I would have preferred to get in that top 10. See how trail brake it, and then you come across and you get right back on that throttle so much faster, and you don't risk that spin out that could happen if you come at it the other way, if you go out to in to out. Or excuse me, the other way. It's a good run through there. A little too wide. Curbstones. It's good. Get over there on the right-hand side. This is where you can see I'll start braking right, I think, past the 150 board. Yeah, trail brake, downshift, and then up. Oh, that's where I take it wide. I hit that rev limiter like that. And boom, 2 positions, because these guys start going in. So this is where I think my fuel strategy really kind of helped me out a little bit. There's Fade Vapor in his vet. Very good driver, and he's really fast actually. He gives me a little bump there, like, hey buddy, let's get going here. Which I kind of, watch this. This is awesome. So very good driver, very fast. One of the best Chevy drivers racing right now in the manufacturer series. Kind of tried to follow him a little bit and stay on the same lines as him, which you can see how that clear. See how much wider he goes than even I do, and even deeper into the corner, and then wider on his exit. But those two, that corner right there, and then the chicanes with the red curbstones, those two sections of this track, if you can nail those sections down, you will have a good advantage, in my opinion, over other drivers that don't give those turns enough credit as far as to their overall ability to cut time off of your laps. On a big long circuit like this, with a lot of those really, some very, very sharp, like slow type turns, some of the, like that hairpin, I don't ever really worry about that penalty time until I need to worry about it. I noticed that the Chevrolet driver in front of me had not really used the curbstones in the same sense that I had, so I wanted to give that a run and just kind of see how much quicker I could use it as a comparison. I'm still going to do it my way. That's a very good corner there for me. That's a good run through the hairpin. Get on that left curb. Stay on the left-hand side of the track for this quick right. See, that's a good run. Get over there. This track is a lot of the right to the left, to the right, to the left. It's like a sachet. I also, at this point, once I saw those guys go in and I went from that, got up into that 11th position, I really just decided I really got to go as fast as I can for as hard as I can now to try to get as far ahead of them as possible in order so that when I went into the pit, which I think I'm going to have to do right here, I had some, yeah, see, I scrubbed that penalty off and then into the pit in order to have some kind of a buffer by them behind me. And then, of course, for some reason, I had a total brain fart on tires, like, are you going to pick tires? Otherwise, not that unhappy with the my pit stop overall as far as the speed of the pit stop. I've had the last in Tokyo, oh my goodness, that race was just wrong on so many levels. So many different things went wrong in that race. It was just, and pit stop was one of them. So at least this was a very good pit stop. So went in 11th, came out in 13th. I'm not going to complain about it too much. And then hola amigo, como está, aéreo, arrivo, aquí. I'm right back up against behind Mr. Mixed Spirit in his El Nisano, which I don't know what his dealio was, but I came out of there with, fresh tires and a fuel tank of gas ready to just fucking haul some balls, and I just didn't really feel like he was ever, I don't know if his tires were slipping or what his deal was, but I didn't have any troubles getting around him. Right around this point, I'm 12th position. I'm thinking this is not bad, and I kind of started, I see that McLaren up in front of me and think, man, you know what? I think I've got enough laps left here that I can probably at least get really close to this guy. So that's my goal here, is basically just to try to drive as best as I can in order to start reeling in that McLaren. I know I've got the horsepower to beat him and the torque to beat him. That's the thing, is the Corvette has got so much more torque, and you can just really torque it, and if I'm getting better at doing that, I'm starting to back down on the traction control and use the torque of the car to really help it turn. And I really feel like that's going to give it a good advantage throughout the whole season. That's one of the reasons why I decided, of course, to go. Look at that, 2 wheels to go with Chevrolet as my choice for this season. That's one of those corners where I'm going to see how I'm getting closer to him. That corner and then the chicane is going to be, is where I'm going to slowly reel him in and catch up to him. He gets so angry at the end of the race. He curses at a bunch of people. Never really, I'm not sure who. He's from Puerto Rico, I believe. That's a Puerto Rican flag. So he's cursing at us in Spanish, and I know most Mexican curse words, or Spanish, but I did apologize to him because I thought that I had hit him, and as you'll see a few more laps here and watch toward the end of the race, you'll see what I'm talking about. Going back to my thinking of I want to catch this guy is there's only 4 races in this season, season 1, you know, so for me, just being with the driver rating, the speed rating that I have, the D rating means I'm slow. So for me, I have to race every single race as absolutely, as flawlessly as I possibly can in order to get as many points as possible. I cannot miss one flipping race, dude. Can't happen. So that position, between 12th and 11th, that's a big deal, for me. So I really wanted to catch this guy, and I really felt like I could, and I'm glad that I went through the effort of doing it. The other thing too that I'm going to say is that it took me a while to learn how to drive with somebody right on my ass, and I don't know if this guy maybe needs to work on that a little bit, but when you allow other drivers to apply pressure, which you feel is pressure, that's something that if you can't deal with that, you're gonna lose your positions. Because I'm putting, like this guy right here, I am trying to put as much pressure on him as possible. I'm waiting for him to fuck up. That's exactly what I'm waiting for, is for him to just fucking make one little mistake, and I'm gonna get past him, especially now, because now I'm on top of him, and I forget, we're getting pretty close to the end of this race. So, as my good friend Furley's Ascot would say, Newell is smelling the blood in the water. If you can get that right there, it's off. It'll actually kick your car around that corner. See what I mean? Look at that shit. Look at that. See how fucking I am right on top of his ass, dude, with no penalties. So that's what I mean about those corners right there. And then there's that one, the first that sets it up. It will actually help swing your car to get you pointed towards that first right curb. It will help you. And then here again, better corner than him, still on top of him. Those McLarens are light, and they've got a lot of exit speed, so he's going to come out of those corners with a little bit more speed on him than I will. I've got to figure out how to use my torque to at an advantage, and if you keep watching, I figure it out. Like I said, watch this. Keep pushing on him. Keep pushing on him. Put pressure on him. Put pressure on him. Make him look in his mirrors. Right there. Get on it. I'll swing that Corvette out. I'm not even afraid to stay out of the slipstream. I don't even give a shit. Right there. I think he thinks I hit him. I'm pretty sure he thinks I hit him right there, and the reality of the situation is I didn't. And if you watch to the end of the video, you'll see what I mean. I felt so bad about it, I went back and watched my own replay and came out and paused it and spun the cameras around and stuff, looked at it from all kinds of different angles just to make sure that I didn't hit him right there, you know, which I would have felt bad about, because that's some dirty shit, you know what I mean? I don't want to do that. If I'm going to pass a guy, I want to pass him legitimately, especially in these races, because like I said, I heard, it might be a rumor, but I heard that the way that you race determines how many points you get, not just where you finish. So I want that better sportsman rating, and since I went from A to S in this race, I kind of feel like mission accomplished there. Here's some, so yeah, there, you know, that's what I say about that. So finished 11th overall, pretty pleased with that. 285 points. It's a really good race. Love that Corvette. Love it. I need to get me a yellow one and paint it up. So here's some that, see? Didn't even hit him. Look at him looking at me. He's all pissed.